Hello, reader, and thank you for joining me for lesson number 4 of our morpheme matrices, working with the base words gram and graph. As we've said all week, we're doing this one's a little bit different. We're going over a lot, and this is a heavy one. We're actually going to have 5 lessons for this matrix. On lesson 1, we did auto for self, bio for life, chrono time, and demo for people. Lesson 2, we did geo for earth, hydro for water, phono for sound, and photo for light. Lesson 3, we did tele, which means distant, thermo, which means heat, and autobio, which is self plus life. And all of them we went over gram and graph. Today we're doing the suffixes. We're finally getting here. And we're going to look at these 4 suffixes, and I'm going to go over those in just a minute. So our morpheme skill is learning about the words from the base words gram or graph. They mean written or drawn. Gram or graph could be called a free root, which means it's a base word. They're base words, and they can stand on their own as a word. Base words can have affixes added to them to create new connected words. Today we're going to practice adding some suffixes to our base words. We're going to add which is one who, that's one we're familiar with. Ik, which means relating to, or ical, which also means related to. Those are actually connected. And if you have a Y at the end, sometimes that means a subject or science. With all that said, let's get started. So we're going to start with graph. And of course, we know graph means written or drawn. We're going to add ER or which means one who. Now the thing is, graph is not a word by itself. So we're going to pull one of our prefixes we've already covered this week, and we're going to add bio, which means life. So if I add bio plus graph plus what would our new word be? It's pronounced biographer. Bio meaning life, graph meaning written or drawn, meaning one who. What do you think that means? Morphologically, the noun biographer consists of the Greek roots bio, meaning life, and graph, meaning something written or recorded, with the suffix er, which indicates a person who performs an action. Together, biographer refers to a person who writes about someone else's life. In a sentence, we might say, the biographer spent years researching the president's life before writing a detailed book about his achievements. So it's one who writes down about someone's life. Let's do another one. We'll start with graph. This time we're going to add ik. Now, this graph meaning written or drawn, ik means relating to. So what would our new word be? Graphic, that's correct. What do you think that means based on what we know? Relating to something written or drawn. Morphologically, the adjective graphic comes from the Greek root graph, meaning something written or recorded, with the suffix ik, which turns it into an adjective, meaning relating to visual images or detailed descriptions. Together, graphic refers to something vividly detailed, often in a visual or descriptive sense. You might read graphic novels. These are novels that have those visual image or detailed descriptions included in it. Which is probably why you enjoy them so much. In a sentence, you might say, the book included a graphic description of the storm, making it easy for readers to imagine the powerful winds and heavy rain. So remember, you can do graphic. You can have a graphic description with words or with pictures, or both. Let's do another one. We're going to start with graph again, and we're going to add ical, which means related to. Now, this actually is not a word, so we're going to pull one of our other prefixes that we've done, and we're going to add autobio. And I broke them up here because auto means self, life, bio means life, but autobio is a prefix. Graph still means written or drawn. Ical still means relating to. So we're going to we combine these two, autobio plus graph plus ical. What's our new word? Autobiographical. Even I messed up on that one. What do you think that means with all these definitions? Morphologically, the adjective autobiographical comes from a noun autobiography, which consists of the Greek roots auto, self, bio, life, graph, meaning something or recorded, with the suffix ical, meaning which turns it into an adjective, meaning related to. Together, autobiographical refers to something written about the author's own life experiences. So instead of biographical, which we learned earlier, this is you're writing about your own self-life. So if you were writing a story about your own life, that story would be an autobiography, or we could say it's an autobiographical text. In a sentence, you might say the author's new book is autobiographical, describing events from her childhood and personal struggles in great detail. In our last word, we're going to take the graph again, our last suffix, I should say. We're going to add the suffix y, which refers to a subject or science. Just like before, graph E is not a word, so we're going to pull one of our previously learned prefixes, photo. Now, this may not be pronounced how you think, but what do you think the word might be? It's photography. Photo meaning light, graph meaning written or drawn, and Y subject or science. What do you think that means? Morphologically, the noun photography consists of the Greek roots photo, which means life, and graph, which is something written or recorded, with the suffix y, which turns it into a noun, meaning the study or practice of. Together, photography means the art or process or the practice of taking pictures using light. In a sentence, you might say, she loves photography and spends hours taking pictures of nature with her camera. Now, let's practice reading those words we did today. We're just going to do the words for today. Don't say the word until you see the red letters. Let's get started. Graphic. Biographer. Photography. Autobiographical. And that's it. We will have lesson number 5 shortly. Until next time, happy reading.